Okay guys, we're at the part of the tutorial where we are going to put together our page content. Before we go ahead and do that, I thought I would just show you one thing that you may wish to use. You'll see here when we go to our home page, my backstretch image appears all the way down the page. When you go to every other page, the backstretch image still appears. Now, it comes down to a personal preference, but I would prefer my backstretch image to only appear on the home page and for it not to appear on any of my normal pages. I would like just my normal pages to have a white background. That's where all my content's going to be housed, my blog, my Rainmaker tutorials, my podcast. And I think that it looks more professional if you just have a standard white background with black text. So I'm keen to take away my backstretch image, and you're more than welcome to leave it there, but if you'd like to get rid of it, I'll show you how to do that before we start adding our page content. So from the dashboard, you just go to the design tab, you scroll down here to custom CSS, and the custom CSS is kind of custom design elements that you can add in here that will change the design of your site. So the Rainmaker, this theme will have its own CSS built in. So for example, it'll have CSS that tells this theme what font type to use. Now, if you wanted to change that font type, you would change the CSS in this custom CSS, and that would override the CSS that's built into the theme. So the CSS for the backstretch image, for example, the CSS code says, hey, put this backstretch image on every page of the site, where I want to put in some CSS that cancels that out, and all of the CSS that you add into this box, if it's written correctly, it'll replace the CSS that's in the theme. So I want to add in some CSS that says get rid of this backstretch image on every other page except for the home page, and when I add that in, it will replace that CSS. So I don't know how much you know about CSS. If you don't know much, then you should go to the w3schools.com, which will give you some information about HTML and CSS and that type of thing. It can be difficult, and if you don't know much about it, it can be really difficult. So this might be one of the stages where you note down on your things to outsource page that you need help, customizing certain elements of your CSS. Be careful customizing elements of your CSS, because if you don't know too much about it, but you know enough to customize some things, if you change the structure of your site, so column widths and the actual structure, it may ruin the responsiveness of the theme. So then your theme may not work on mobile platforms or tablet platforms and that type of thing. So, but if you're changing things like the design, like the color of certain things or the font type, obviously that won't change the structure of the site, and it will continue to work in across responsive platforms. So if you just want to employ the CSS that I use, then you're more than welcome to do that. But if you want to add some extra things, just make sure that you get it right, that you do some research, or that you employ someone that knows how to do it. So the code to remove the backstretch image on all of those other pages is full stop backstretch, open bracket, display none, and then close bracket. And that will remove the backstretch image of all of the pages, including the home page. And notice the elements here. We've got our open bracket. You need the full stop and then backstretch, and that is the element, and then you've got your open bracket and close brackets. So once you've done that, save it and come over here, and I'll reload it, and that removes the backstretch image. Now that's on all of the other pages. Unfortunately, that code also has taken it away from our home page. You'll see here that won't load now, the backstretch image on our home page. So to make sure that we retain the image on our home page, you need to come back to our CSS and add this code. Home, full stop home, space, full stop backstretch, open bracket, display, block, close bracket. So I'll save that. So it's full stop home space full stop backstretch open bracket display colon block close bracket. Save that style sheet, and we'll come back over again to our home page. And there we go. So there's our backstretch image back again on our home page. On our other pages, the backstretch image has disappeared. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can go ahead and get to the adding of the page content. So I'll come back over here again. We'll go back to the dashboard and we'll hit edit pages. Okay, now you might wonder why I'm not adding content to my homepage first, and the reason for that is on my homepage I want to have a slider, an image slider, which displays my 3 pages. And so without me putting the content into the 3 pages and setting the images and that type of thing, the slider, it's just the wrong step. So if I do the pages first and then do the home page and add the slider, then those pages are already done. So then you've actually got something to add. So I do the pages first, and I think it's quicker to do it that way.